Well, folks, how are you? It's a pleasure to be back with you for a supersized Adam episode. And how best to start a supersized Adam episode than with a Tampa J update? You know, I've been keeping you abreast of the Tampa Bay situation, that he is determined to make YouTube his full-time job. And now shots have been fired. He put this out on Instagram and X. I would never tell anyone how to live their own life, and I expect no one to ever tell me how to live mine. Well, I'm going to have to break that, Tampa J. I say this in 100% caring. You should not do this. This is the wrong time. Your channel is not the right fit. You're not the right personality to do this full time. You are Adam the Woo Timu, and it's not going to work. This is from people who don't want to see you fail. Don't do it, Jay. Oh, come on, Jay. Don't look at me like that. You know I have your best interests at heart. Well, okay, you have nothing to base that off of. And it would seem that it's the opposite. But still, it's the truth. Don't do it, Jay. Hey, folks, I want to thank you so much to our channel members. There are 14 of you now. That is awesome. Never expected to have any. Very much appreciate the fact that you folks appreciate what I do on the channel and want to go a little bit above and beyond, which is not necessary. And I want everybody watching this to please know that. But also, please know that if you do decide to become a member, it 100% goes to charity. So you can feel good about where your money's going to. Even though I know you already did, it's very much appreciative that you want to do that for me. But this is also by way of paying it forward too. We gave to animal charities in California for our first donation. Our next donation that'll be coming March 1st will be going to a charity in North Carolina, benefiting the victims there of all that horrible weather. So many of them have never even got a dime from the government yet. So that money will be going there. And I'll say more about that as we get closer. But again, thanks so much, channel members. You mean the world.
I am in Quito, Ecuador. Believe the group today is going to be staying centralized to this particular city.
He believes. Again, got to make us think it's some mystery that even Adam himself doesn't know, when he clearly knows every place they're going.
A city tour, if you will.
Still fascinated by these wires and how they're just this conglomeration of them there. Just really interesting how anybody will be able to tell what wire goes to what.
Well, congratulations, Adam. At least you used a big word correctly this time. And let me take you out of the suspense that you just constantly are in over these wires. It could be a couple of different things in developing countries. It could be theft of power, which is what it is a lot of times, but also just poor planning, poor infrastructure. Poor planning side of it, new business comes in, new building needs power, they have to run an additional line, and you end up with the conglomeration of lines that you so aptly pointed out.
Oh, hello, Pigeon.
Good morning to you, Pigeon. Good morning.
Folks, this is starting to get alarming. I know most of it is just nerves when he can't think of anything to say, so he just repeats what he's already said. But Adam is repeating a lot of things. A lot more than he used to.
Look at this thing. Wow. Well, I'm assuming it's a cathedral. It might not be, but this is something else.
Now, I'll definitely admit, as many of the fake oohs and ahs, and I love it, we're going to hear in these series of videos, this one is probably justified. This basilica, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is pretty awesome.
Wow.
Now, I'm really proud of Adam here. He decides, you know what? I don't really know anything about the basilica. Let me do some information gathering. I have my smartphone. I'll find out a little bit more, and then I'll address my fan base again. You know he doesn't do any of that. He happened to see the name of it on a trash can.
Name of it is, I call it a cathedral. I think another name similar to that would be basilica right there. And they have the little indentation, the little carvings of what it looks like on the trash can itself.
What? Indentation? Carving? It's just a picture. It's just an image of the basilica. Like a logo, Adam. It's...
All right, it's $4 to go inside the building. Courtyard is free, but to go in, $4. $4 admission. Not bad at all per person.
$4. We got to hear it 3 times, and you better believe it. We'll hear it again before this tour is over.
So the presidents of Ecuador, some of them are buried here. Former presidents of Ecuador, obviously.
No, we thought they keep their current presidents underground, and that there's more than one of them. Thank you so much, Adam.
An additional $1 to look at the crypts of the Ecuadorian presidents that are in here. Quito is the capital of the country of Ecuador.
For those of you keeping up with his costs at home, we're now up to $5 per person.
$4 to go in the church, $1 to go into where the crypts are. All right, this is something. So here's an empty one, right here.
Oh, wow, an empty one. How would we ever have known? Folks, this is terrible. A child would do better than this, which we're dealing with one.
Pablo, how many of the presidents are in here? Four?
Because other presidents say, no, don't stay in this part.
So these 3 are Ecuador presidents. Antonio Pion?
Yeah.
Pion?
Yeah, Antonio Pion.
So not only did we get Pablo's first mention in this video, but I like that as Adam is spouting off the names of the presidents, I think Pablo was just being nice, because there's several times Adam gets the pronunciation wrong and Pablo just goes, yes, yes.
America Salazar? What's Salazar mean?
One of the big things that we have learned from this Ecuador trip is that Adam may not be the smartest person in the world.
What is Salazar? Salazar.
English for Salazar. American Salazar.
2 things have really helped Adam on these trips in terms of his safety. A, people think he's special. And B, he tends to be holding a camera. Those 2 things combined have really aided him in his adventures. And now poor Pablo is having to decipher what in the world Adam is talking about. How could he not realize that Salazar is the artist's last name? Right above where it says 1986, where this piece of art was created. And Adam thinks there's a hidden Mickey meaning.
So that's the resurrection of Christ, but one America Salazar.
It's a name for no president, never. The name is the artist who made that.
America Salazar is the artist.
Oh, he's the artist, okay.
You hear me, Salazar? These things belong in a museum.
Look at this. There's a coffin.
Oh, Dios mío.
So this is interesting.
So let me interrupt Senor Wu for just uno momento. So this is something Adam does from time to time when he feels like things went awry or he looked foolish. For instance, when Mama Wu doesn't put up with his crap. He'll often take a second stab at something. And that's what he's trying to do here. He's going to hit us with some facts. He's going to win us back over. But unfortunately, in this instance, he might look even dumber than he did before.
So this is supposed to symbolize the resurrection. I didn't notice at first, but it is Jesus breaking out of the tomb. And going out there.
Going out there. Oh, Adam, it's a shame you didn't follow your father into the ministry. So eloquent.
Obviously a little bit. Would this be a Catholic?
Yeah, that's why I asked John.
Are you asking, is the artwork itself a Catholic? I'm not sure of its religious affiliation.
The bird. The bowing bird.
I think Uncle Wu could see that Adam was trying to make out, was this just a giant chicken or something? Let him know that it was the condor, which is the national bird of Ecuador and of several countries in South America and Latin America. And Adam seemed very excited about that.
And like the doorway there, it almost makes like a sun. And evidently, according to our guide, this isn't always open.
I didn't notice this till recently, but even things that the guides tell Adam, he won't take at face value because he's so terrified of being proven wrong. So he'll say, well, according to the guide.
Okay, so different other countries have donated part of the stones and things. And they have their the logos. I also like the, I guess they're not chairs, but different animals.
Chairs? What? And they're not logos, it's just the name of the country.
Radio station here. Montevideo, 94.1 FM. Coming at you from Montevideo, 94.1 FM.
I like when Adam's all gung-ho, he's 100% in on something because he feels comfortable. So the radio voice, that was Adam feeling confident because he doesn't speak the language. He's having to tiptoe through most things because, again, terrified to be proven wrong. But he steamrolled right ahead with that.
From the dead president's place.
Is it wood?
I think so. Yeah, it's all carved.
I think you're right, yeah, it is wood. From a distance, it almost looks like metal.
You're right, Adam. It almost looks like metal mache, if you will.
I love this. Wow. Look at this. This is so freaking awesome. Wow.
This seems totally believable. Adam is not acting at all.
I love over here you got people with their clothes out there, putting their clothes out drying, doing their
laundry thing. This is one of my favorite parts of Adam's adventures, especially here in Ecuador, is he thinks things will come. He thinks he can just be stream of consciousness off the cuff, and they just don't. They don't come.
I don't know, 3 days or so ago, we went up to the top of that peak. We were standing right next to that. I didn't realize it while I was there, but evidently that is the largest aluminum sculpture in the world. Because it's made completely out of aluminum. I believe it's supposed to be Mary?
Adam knows exactly that it's Mary because he went back and used his trusty resource, the resource of many a vlogger, Carpetbagger, Jordan the Lion, Adam have always used Atlas Obscura religiously to figure out where they are and what to do.
With angel wings?
You see the green,
Right? The green grass?
Mama Wu trying to English-splain to Pablo. I wish Adam would have tried that by now.
Old advertisement.
Okay, let's go to the top. Oh, no problem.
Pablo, what do you think that says right there, that advertisement on the wall?
This one?
See the old advertisement, the faded advertisement down here?
Yeah.
What do you think that says?
This,
See here?
yeah, this.
See it through my camera?
I feel for Pablo. He's like, what does this idiot want to know about now? Why is he pointing to this parking lot?
The advertisement. See what it says? It's an old painting advertisement.
Ah, this is a banner for brand of the drinks, like a Coke.
Like a Coca-Cola.
National Coke.
I love it.
It's an old.
I know. So it's like a Ecuadorian Coca-Cola.
Yeah, national.
Okay.
Oh, Adam is so proud of himself for this.
Getting more and more narrow to get to the top, and more and more sketchy.
And nobody knows sketchy quite like Adam the Woo. Geez, Adam, warn a fella next time. I'm gonna get like an X rating on this.
I feel like Annie at the end of that movie where she's climbing, trying to get away from him.
80s movie reference, check.
Just looking off the other way. This place is massive. We're heading back down now. They suggest go backwards down the stairs, but this just to show how steep it is. Yeah, no big deal.
Yes, big deal, because none of us asked for a feet peep.
Still have their manger scene set up.
Uh-oh, we're about to see Adam flipping tables in the temple. Adam wants this to be, oh look, Adam's relatable. I prefer to see it as, oh look, Adam was made to take off his hat.
Esta Basilica. That must be him right there.
That is perhaps the most ignorant thing Adam has ever said on video. And that is encompassing a lot. No, that is not Mr. Basilica there on the plaque, Adam. That is His Eminence Antonio Jose Gonzalez Zumarraga, who was a priest, later over the entire archdiocese, a cardinal in 2001. He passed away in 2008. But to Adam, he's Mr. Basilica.
Ground level was an additional $2 and an additional $1 to see the presidents who are laid to rest. Real beehive of activity.
Oh my goodness, actual Ecuadorians. I can feel the Wuvians clutching their purses from here.
Selling their wares. Guy got belts. Guy's dragging a bag full of clothing he's selling. Well, here we go. I guess they got it in English as well. The San Francisco Convent. This construction holds the oldest church and monastery in Quito.
Thank goodness he found something in English to read. And I love how he says, Quito!
Years later, see a lot of birds. A lot of pigeons down there. Oh, no thank you.
Looking something for your mosquito bites.
Oh, Mama Woo, come on. Come on. Don't be playing Mama here. Adam's trying to manage his rep. Don't be letting the folks know about anything that's going on. Adam has a finely crafted image that he's trying to play out here. All right, Adam's going to have to come fix this.
Yeah, I think they're okay now though. A couple of days I was here, I got some mosquito bites on my legs, but it kind of healed up. This gentleman saying that the mosquitoes, whatever that is, would help. I'm not really sure if they will or not.
You could tell Adam was none too happy for that off-the-cuff moment with Mama Woo. But him having to actually delete footage, that's too much effort. So he'd rather just leave it in and fix it with an explanation.
Look at these things. These pigeons are not even startled. They're just walk around. Bubble going by. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Look right there. You see the bubble? Going towards the ground, towards the pigeons. Okay, just the bubble burst.
Much like I feel this channel will if these views keep up.
Here, tuppence a bag. This lady, we got a bird lady over here also. Feeding the birds, tuppence a bag.
Adam is borderline losing it at this point. Again, I think parents here just assume he's special needs, so they're not worried about him being around children.
Everyone's selling their stuff. Oh, this gentleman's feeding the birds too. Lots of bird feeding going on out here. Stuffed animals for sale. And over there. Feeding the birds, tuppence a bag. I love it. Get those birds fed, tuppence a bag.
Enough already, my goodness. Even the Wuvians should be like, what the heck?
What is this?
Donut?
Of course, the ridiculous thing, if you don't know the language, to shout, donut. And then Adam goes, oh, take two.
$1 for all this. Is there a little sugar on there? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ecuadorian man. And then Adam thought it was going to be $1 a donut hole. Where in the world have you paid $1 a donut hole?
I thought they were $1 for just one donut hole. He handed me this whole thing for $1. Got belts. Well, police came up and told Mom she was spending too much money on street vendors. I'm just kidding. We asked if we could get a photo. You're racking up on the stuff.
Yes, don't worry, Wuvians. The policia are out in full effect, protecting Mama Woo and Adam the Woo.
You really can see the angel pretty much from a lot of the places in the city. A couple dollars to get in, a few dollars. Not too much stuff here. Admission fees into things are really not that expensive.
Not really sure why Adam decided to go into a museum featuring a lot of art. He hates art, as we've seen him in museums in the past. He always has something fairly negative to say, or he just wasn't feeling it when it's art-based. So for the most part, Adam stays silent in this museum, but thankfully, there's something that, of course, reminds him of an 80s movie. Situation solved.
I'm looking at this, it kind of reminds me of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Ark of the Covenant. Next to the museum. What's it called?
Iglesia San Francisco.
Iglesia San Francisco.
A San Francisco reference. Adam is perked up.
All right, we're leaving that church. We're going to walk over to another one with evidently it has more gold. There's a lot of gold in there, a lot of gold on the artwork and a lot of gold on the walls, but evidently the one we're going to is like even more gold than that.
Oh yeah. Lake trout can be very, very big fish.
Wow, the whole thing is gold. Look at the roof. Wow. Just all gold.
No, Adam, it's not all gold. And I know what you're saying, folks. Why even tell him at this point? I get it. The entire world's supply of gold would basically fit into one Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's it. No place is too sacred for a feet peep. Of course, Adam one more time wants to let the Woovians know that the police are out in full effect, guarding his every move. Don't worry, Woovians. Adam gets back to the Carolina Park and then weirdly starts filming people out enjoying the park with their family. Again, I think they see the hat, question Adam's sanity, and realize that he's probably not going to be a bother to anybody. But it's still kind of weird.
Horses in the park. And that's going to do it for today. Today's adventure begins. A really good view here of Cuenca, Ecuador. I left Quito late last night, had a delay on the flight.
Adam already kind of desperate for content in this one. It wasn't really much of a delay, but you do you, boo.
But have arrived to another section of South America, of Ecuador, by the name of Cuenca.
Great, now we have Cuenca to go along with Quito.
Yes, Adam feeling like he knows how to say a word is the worst.
Really strong current here on this river. So my uncle has lived here in town for 3+ years, a little over 3 years, in this general area.
Speaking of his uncle, here's another weird response Adam had to give his Woovians.
He was saying every day people are out here washing their clothes and then they'll air dry them. But there are quite a few people utilizing the river water to wash their clothes. Pretty normal here to do that instead of having a washing machine.
We get it, Adam. We understand. If they're doing their clothes out here, I'm assuming they don't have a washing machine, which I would imagine your Woovians just assume they're all beating their clothes against rocks and howling at the moon.
Careful, because sometimes it gets really, the rapids are really strong. Welcome everyone, out of the woo here. All right, the heart right here, more Cuenca. Starting off here at this park. Gonna get a little walking tour around the downtown area. A little shoe shine stance through here if you want to get your shoe shine.
Adam, of course, if he's going to mention anything, he's going to mention it twice. But in the end, it was all just to set up a feet peep. That's all this was for.
So evidently, we have a guide with us today too, a localized guide. We had a guide in Quito. We also have a guide here as well.
And thank goodness we have a guide, because we know what happens when Adam goes off script.
She was telling us that there are 52, maybe 53 Catholic churches just in the town of Cuenca alone. So quite a bit per capita amount of people and size of the place versus the magnitude of the very impressive and magnificent church buildings.
Is it a lot, though? Adam actually doesn't know the size of Cuenca. He asks his uncle later. His uncle tells him roughly 500,000, and that's not quite true, though it's in the ballpark. It's about 600,000, possibly as much as 625,000. Average congregation, around 60 to 100 people. In the United States, it's going to be different. Here in Ecuador, 70% of the population are Catholic. 54 churches, Catholic churches, sounds reasonable. Maybe even sounds on the low side.
A little town square. Very nice.
Adam gets ahead of everybody and comes over here kind of rogue without any facts and is speaking very softly. But then he comes back armed with some interesting information.
Ecuadorian Independence Day is my birthday, according to her.
Adam playing it safe here. Adam, I think you're okay. I think that an Ecuadorian tour guide is aware of their own Independence Day. I think you can take that one to the bank.
August 10th, which is my birthday, is the same day that they celebrate their independence. So it's like a big holiday here. Fun fact. Cool.
That is a fun fact, your lordship. In fact, I think they'll quit celebrating their independence altogether, throw that out. They're already celebrating the day. They'll, of course, make it Woo Day.
August 10th. Now, this is interesting. So she's carrying ice cream cones on her head. Right there. So this vendor has ice cream cones. She's carrying it on her head.
Hey, folks, did you get that she was carrying those on her head? She's carrying them on her head.
So she filled this up with alcohol for all the town folk. So she was very well. Everybody loved her after that day. Yeah. So she filled this fountain up with booze for the local town folk. Everyone got drunk here in this little town's fountain square.
It is truly crazy how many times he repeats himself. They're always guarding the woo. Don't you try anything, banditos.
Oh, the Incas did this.
Yeah, and
This is one of the oldest streets in town.
Yes.
The Santa Ana.
that's a new name.
The new name.
Madam Tour Guide, don't worry about it. It really doesn't matter. He's not listening to the facts about the road. He's just trying to get to the point that he's wanting to make.
I used to live right next to Santa Ana in Anaheim, Orange County, California. They have named Santa Ana also. Santa Ana winds. Those are the strong winds that come through.
I'm feeling some misogyny here. You know, Adam didn't feel like he could just take over Pablo's tours. He would sneak off to the side, or he would ask Pablo a question in between him talking. Adam just completely interrupts the female tour guide.
This coffee bar. This is the first Dunkin' Donuts that I've gotten here in Ecuador. So I'll get myself a piping hot caffeinated beverage here at the Dunkin' across from this magnificent church building right here.
Well, I'm so happy Adam was able to hit up a Dunkin' in Ecuador. I didn't think that was on the bucket list, but apparently it is. And I love here they're at a flower market. And how does Adam describe it? Well, only as he can, with tons of information.
The flower market.
Yep, that's what we get. Adam very softly saying, the flower market.
Oh, these are sunflowers right here. I know those. Got a lot of vendors here selling all their different wares. There's some sort of a Ecuadorian treat over there. They're making a little street food. I've had a few things since I've been here.
So I know we know this because Adam tried to tell us in that walk and talk that these are not going to be the best travel videos. And they're not. No one outside of a Woovian who thinks it's the greatest thing they've ever seen would accuse these of being great travel videos. But Adam's going to really have to work on his off-the-cuff skills. If you don't have anything, just don't film it. It's okay. It happens to everybody. But Adam thinks if he starts shooting, that something will come, and more often than not, it doesn't.
A little more tea. Should we get some?
Tastes like plants.
Tastes like plants? Tastes like plants. I polished the coffee off. Let's drink some plants. How is it?
Different.
Different? I took a sip already. It definitely has a plant taste to it. Right, the backside of Cuenca. And the backside of water.
He finally got that reference, and Wuvians gave him fits for not doing it the other day.
Oh yeah. That's why they got the sign there, the name there. Backdrop of the domes there. Cool. I got back home in Celebration with the fountain. This one emits up a little higher up though, probably about twice as high as the Celebration fountain. However, Celebration fountain stretches out to about here.
So interesting. Love hearing the comparisons of Celebration and the Disney comparisons. And Adam said one of the great things about being somewhere else in another country is to be able to point out the things that you see that are just like home. No. Now
entering the food market through here.
All right, folks, I got a question for you. Adam has just entered the food market. He's turned on his camera. The information is just going to flow. Is he going to give us some good info about the food market or tell us absolutely nothing? If you answered nothing, well, you've seen a few Adam the Woo videos.
They have all different types of food items. We're going to go up this elevator to the second floor up there. This very decorative artwork here. Oh, hey!
I think we may have witnessed a first, folks, and almost had our international incident we keep expecting. I believe Adam almost injured someone for this feet Pete.
Sorry. Oh, wow. Second floor is a whole other level.
Adam, that's the whole meaning of the second floor. It's an additional floor. There's more things.
Mural right here. Someone with a sewing machine. Right there. We got a butterfly, a bee.
Top-notch content. Primo. Keep it up, man.
Just for $1?
Exactly.
About 5 of these would be a little much for $1. So I said, how about a quarter for 1?
Or, I don't know, call me crazy, Mr. Famous YouTuber, but maybe just give them $1 and you take one. Couldn't you have done that?
This is Ote.
It's like hominy.
Corn.
Corn.
Yeah, and corn. Hominy, same thing. Ote, hominy.
That's really good. Look at this mural up here. Here are some humans with hummingbird heads. Every one of these bags, $1. Just let that sink in. $1 if you wanted all these peppers, $1. This whole thing of tomatoes, $1. These blueberries, $1.
We get it, Adam. We get it. And those are great prices, but we get it. Just calm down, you nutcase.
I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut.
So this is only something that grows in, or they sell here in Cuenca. I've never seen anything quite like that. And total bag for all of this, $5. All of these items and that, $4.50 for that big vat of veggies.
Yeah, those are great prices, Adam. In fact, you should try to get some back into the United States. Do it. They won't care. They'll just pat you on the back and say, go right on through, Woo. Try it.
Just been, we walked this way. The dog was just sitting here wanting to cross the road. Dog's just waiting for the traffic to stop so that the dog can cross the street. Okay, dog, it's your time to shine.
Here's another one of Adam's riffs or his stream of consciousness. We know how Robin Williams used to do the stream of consciousness and was funny. I don't know what Adam's going for here. It's just weird and bizarre. And eventually he finally moves on.
It's your time to shine, dog. Or maybe not. Maybe the dog just likes watching the world go by. He's just sitting there watching the wheels go round and round. John Lennon song. Maybe he's humming that in his head, his little dog head right there. Here in Ecuador. It's an Ecuadorian dog hanging out on the street corner. Just having having a good old time there. Dog, right there. Comes some sort of a van, another small van, and the dog. No worries at all, dog. A lot of water. Don't drink the tap water, but you can drink the bottled water.
So the price is up on the top.
Oh, it's like a slick pole.
Yeah.
So our Ecuadorian guide is sharing this game where you go up this pole to try. It's a slick pole. You're trying to get the prize at the top. I would imagine we're never going to even hear this young woman's name. I think they only have one day with her. It took us 3 days to ever get to know Pablo. So yeah, we'll never hear about her.
Taken. Gonna take us to a few spots around. $8 per person. I guess it's I'm not sure if it's a hop on, hop off. Not a hop off. It's not.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Hop on, hop off. I've never been on the rooftop of a.
Oh no, Adam can't think of the word bus. He's pulling a Mitch McConnell on us. I wonder what's going on in Adam's head right now.
Tour guide thing before, so I've seen them. I've never been on one. So.
Tour guide thing? It's a bus. Ecuadorian Spider-Man is so disappointed in you.
Right, it begins. This is the first time I've ever done a rooftop tour on a bus like this before. We are off taking the rooftop tour around Cuenca. We will have umbrellas. I should have an umbrella up here because the sun is scorching. I still feel it's better experience up top than it would be on the bottom.
You know, I've been telling Lori that for years. All right, so it looks like the tour is coming to a roundabout. Wait, there's no way he would.
Big Ben, Parliament. Except there's obviously this isn't in London, but there's a lot of these in London as well. And there's a little sculpture of this gentleman right here in the middle of this roundabout as well. Every time I see a roundabout, I think of European vacation, which is cool. When I was in London, I was able to find the actual roundabout. Even though it was under construction, I was able to find the same one. That Clark and his family were going around. Big Ben, Parliament.
I have no words, folks. I have no words. I can't even say, did you know he went to London? I'm too angry. I'm too angry.
For a couple dollars, they have this attraction not too far from where the bus dropped off, and it's going to pick us back up.
What do they charge just to toss you off? That's mean. We don't want anything to happen to the woo.
Protection for the shoes, which they give you these kind of netting things to slip over your shoes, and you can walk out on the perimeter and look across of the town of Cuenca. Looking out. Woo! This is kind of scary.
Even with the feet, Pete, I'll let that go, I guess. I have respect for Adam for this. There's a lot of people that would struggle with this, that struggle with heights. So he did it. Kudos to you, sir.
All right, back down at ground level. Pretty good little tour. Probably an hour and a half, and then we were up at that little peak for about an hour. Pretty neat perspective up there from the second level.
And of course, it's not a Adam the Woo video without a little bit of a flex. You know, it's a flex. He was up on the second level. The ground level people, they didn't get nearly the perspective Adam did.
The vlog is over. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, wearing a knockoff Mickey watch.
So Adam, after, of course, the immediate backlash, the watchgate about it being a fake watch, is now leaning into the fact that it's a fake watch. But he says, you know what? I got it here in Quito. It keeps perfect time. I'm going to wear it for the next week.
Ever take a day before I head back home from Ecuador?
And I know you may be saying, folks, well, Aaron, how can Adam the Woo, the #1 Disney fan alive, how can he lean in to wearing knockoff Disney merchandise? To later in this video, he'll visit an unlicensed Disney coffee shop. How can he do this? Well, this is the punk rock side of Adam. This is the I'll do what I want Adam. I'm making memories, and this fake watch reminds me of Quito.
And I discovered right here in town, in Cuenca, is a Disney coffee shop. And I am disappointed because it is not open today. But this is the front of it. Magic Coffee. But they are closed.
You know, it's so hard to really pinpoint why Adam the Woo is single. Can anybody figure it out?
I have a quote up there by Walt Disney. In Spanish, I cannot tell exactly what it says, but it has Walt Disney's name.
I know, Adam, it's tough. Man, if you only had means of capturing an image of it. Oh, wait, you did that. And if you only had a supercomputer in your pocket with which you could look up the meaning, well, you could do that too, but not Adam. Adam's too punk rock for that. Well, the quote is, if you can dream it, you can do it. Often attributed to Walt Disney, but not said by Walt Disney. The quote actually was utilized by General Electric in promotion and especially in recruiting. It had been written by copywriter Sherilyn Silverstein. She was a copywriter for a major advertising firm. General Electric liked it so much, they purchased it and actually even considered making it their official motto. But they kept it for what it was, a great recruiting tool, but it's Miss Sherilyn, not Walt Disney.
Has the castle. Dang. Dang.
Can you imagine, as an adult, being this upset about anything? And then to look at what he's upset about. Whew.
With some Magic Coffee. Sad trombone. There's Mickey there. There's Mickey up there. And there's Mickey right here. Is this starting to be wearing watches? I don't know.
Oh, great. We're in his counterfeit watch-wearing era.
And right over here by the river. It's interesting, yesterday, there were a few hundred people doing their laundry in here.
Isn't this exciting, folks? If you remember, in the previous video, Adam showed us where people were doing their laundry here. It's the next day, it's raining, they're not doing their laundry here, but remember, they were.
Really having a good time here. It's more of a family trip than anything else. Usually when I do family trips,
Well, we knew this would happen, folks. Adam the Woo has had to justify the cratering views of his channel. He has raised the white flag, went ahead and thrown in the towel for the Ecuadorian adventure. He's had to say, don't blame me, it's my family. And I was at the whim of my family. And if I could have went out and done my heck-it punk rock thing, these views would have been out of sight, man. It's not my fault.
kind of at the cadence of what is being planned by others. I'm doing some things on my own as well, but with my uncle and my aunt, my mom here with me as well. It's more of a family trip.
But, Adam, I'm confused. The Woovians have been saying these are the greatest videos you have ever put out in history. So why throwing in the towel? Why giving up? This is great. And plus, we get you, man. You're taking care of family. It's all good.
Probably gets into a little too much trouble when I go out and about. Things are a little safer and more uniformed and planned out when I'm with the fam.
Well, but, Senor Wu, I'm still confused because you told us that you didn't know what was coming at times, but now you're saying it was all planned out. He's loco.
Take a look over here. There is a conglomeration of dogs behind that tree.
I think we have a new favorite word on the horizon. Conglomeration. Yay!
This coffee, it's interesting how here, they don't really have large coffees in Ecuador.
Maybe it was interesting the first 17 times you've talked about it, but it's not interesting now. Not interesting at all. Get over it!
We can go up there. This is the highest elevation.
High elevation feet, Pete! Adam in the Andes Mountains, he really could care less, honestly. I think we have seen where he was most excited about a closed-down coffee house.
Sometimes there are wild llamas that just roam the countryside, hoping to see one.
Like everything Adam has hoped to see on his travels since Alaska, he will not see them.
Cajas Mountains.
Got some fish up here in the lake.
Once again, Adam thinking something will come to him if he just starts talking, and it never does.
Definitely colder up here too. I can even see my breath.
Oh no, not this crap again. He was obsessed with this in Alaska.
Place here, we're gonna check out a big lake. Definitely much chillier up here than it was where we're down on the ground level. So it's also interesting, they don't really do a lot of filming here in Ecuador. Okay, if you kind of look up how many movies have been filmed in Ecuador, they're few and far between, which is interesting because it's just so scenic.
Real easy to find this stuff out, Adam. It's not some hidden mystery that you'll just never know. Comes down to a few things for Ecuador. Hard to get to a lot of places because the infrastructure is not in place. There are virtually no sound studios of any kind within Ecuador. And the Ecuadorian people were some of the last to really enjoy talkies, believe it or not. They preferred newsreels and silent documentaries well into the 1960s. So combine all those together, it's more expensive. There are no tax incentives to shooting films in Ecuador. So consequently, not a whole lot of movies are shot there.
Must be a reason. It's a fish! Look at that! They got free reign to just go down and get all the trout. And Hitchcock would be...
Shut your nasty little face!
Got a guide today driving us around, Nestor, friend of my uncle's.
Once again, the female guide from the previous video. No mention of her name.
Down the way a little bit, stopped off here. Got some doggies. Hey, buddy. Hey.
Even the dogs realize that they want no part of the feet Pete. But thankfully, a white dog comes along, and Adam does much better with that audience.
Looking for fish? Looking for some fishies?
I know what he's not looking for. He's not looking for feet Pete's, Adam. In fact, no one is.
Tasty lollipop.
Oh, yeah, Adam, yeah. You work at lollipop, Adam. Yeah. Only thing be better you do that Tilly Savalas, boy.
I can't quite do that voice.
Who loves you, baby?
Oh, Adam is full of himself in that moment. He really thought the Woovians would absolutely cream over that. Woo in his hat. Looks like a single woman in her 40s coming into her prime.
In the side of the windmill, so kind of look at it this way, and you got really interesting how you could see out and in all the different levels, a couple different stories there.
Yep, that's how windows work, especially when you don't have drapes on them or anything.
Look at this little Groot right here. Little Groot action with the little fern pop. Oh, I think that's supposed to be Groot.
Yep,
you got a little gnome right down here.
Fruit.
This is kind of interesting. I have arrived in Ecuador to Springfield.
Now, seeing Springfield and then seeing the Disney Coffee House later, spoiler alert, he does get to see it, is the most excited we have heard Adam. I was going to say since Alaska, I think period, in these travels since Alaska. This is the most excited he's been.
From The Simpsons, in Cuenca, Ecuador, as stated right down here. Was not expecting this here. Wanted El Barto, and a little spray paint graffiti on. I wonder if Moe's and Krusty Burger are open. You got Krusty Burger right there. Actually, no, it says Krusty. Krusty Burger.
Speaking of Krusty, I imagine unless you bathed in that river, you're a little Krusty yourself there, Adam.
Still can be because you use the word Moe, so they have Moe's over here. And then you got the family right here.
So Adam just goes down through and reads everything he can see. So many English words, so little time. He is in heaven. And then He never misses the opportunity for him and the uncle to take a shot at local Ecuadorians.
Supposedly they're going to open in 15 minutes, but my uncle was saying Ecuadorian time. A lot of places don't open on time.
And that's not right, folks. You are here for Adam's pleasure. You be here on time. And then we might see the origins of the Adam laugh being a family trait as he hits pay dirt with his uncle, who just thinks Adam's hilarious.
Amanda? Amanda hug and kiss? Is there an Amanda hug and kiss?
And then, of course, Adam has to point out each and every police officer he sees. He's safe, folks.
All right, place your bets if this place is going to open at noon. Got a few more minutes. It should be opening. Really want to see inside here. Really want to see it. Opening. So in order to go in, you have to order something. But take my money, please. I will definitely be ordering something inside of here. 100%.
Good Lord, and of course, Adam the man-child can't even let the poor lady get fully open until he barges through.
You got Homer. Duck beer, look.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can actually get it by the...
Yeah, get your bottle.
Well, I don't drink beer.
Yes, Adam, we know you don't drink. All the Wuvians know this. The whole country of Ecuador knows this. He wants to get a Frosty, but unfortunately, they're not frozen yet. It's because you barged through the second they opened up.
Dang, this is so cool.
Again, easily the happiest that he's been in months, and that's truly sad.
Burger and over into Moe's, and I'm happy to say theming on point inside. They even have the little pool table. They even have some stuff on the walls. They even have some booths.
So Adam did all of his voiceover outside for this because you can hear all the noise from the outside. So I'm assuming either there was music playing because Adam is deathly afraid of copyright from music. That, or he just felt a little uncomfortable doing his Adamisms and acting a fool in front of the people that were in here. I don't know. Seemed pretty chill, seemed pretty empty, so I'm assuming it was music.
And a bottle. But they ended up having shot glass. Of course, when you go to the theme parks, they call it a toothpick holder, but I ended up getting a little shot glass.
Hey guys, wasn't sure, but do you know that Adam doesn't drink?
Are they open? They're open. I see. It's a miracle.
Oh, it's because the coffee shop it's named Disney America.
It's a magic coffee miracle. All right, it's gonna happen now. I teased it at the beginning, but evidently I was too. It's interesting, like a lot of coffee places here in Ecuador do not open until like 9 or 10 a.m., which is strange. Coffee culture completely different here than it is in the U.S. No coffee place is going to open after 6 a.m. in the U.S. People would riot.
I think they've got the right idea, actually, Adam. They know that if they open at 6 a.m. or earlier, the only people coming in are going to be people like you in ridiculous hats.
All right, stepping inside. Here we go. We got all the Disney stuff. Coco, Moana, Anna and Elsa and Olaf, Tangled. There's Stitch up top there, Minnie up there. Now I can get a close-up with Sorcerer Mickey over here. And then we got Cinderella up here, Beauty and...
Folks, this is sad. I feel sorry for Adam's uncle. He's 70 plus, having to take his nearly 51-year-old nephew into Fawn over the Disney coffee shop. Of course, Adam still can't be bothered to figure out what this quote is, but he's happy to see a Walt quote, even though we know it isn't a Walt quote.
Coffee. Love it. I don't know. Anytime, I don't like a tractor beam to anything Disney. There's the menu over here. Oh, look, there's Dumbo right there. There.
Oh, by all means, take out a coloring sheet and just go to town, young man.
Went up to the top of the mountain, and now having some coffee here with the Sorcerer Mickey right there. They're bringing it over to the table. Walt quote is, if you can dream it, what do you say? If you dream it, you can do it? The Walt quote? Also, because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Again, at the very least, Adam's behavior is further cementing the fact that he has special needs and that people shouldn't mess with him. So in a way, it's a good thing.
The Simpsons place, there was like no one there. If that was like in Orlando or LA, you would have a line out the door. But we were like the only ones in there. We're the only ones in here. Success. So coffee culture here. Coffee places do not open until way mid-morning. They do not open early. So if you want to get your coffee on, you got to do it closer to lunchtime or later. Most places. We did. I saw the Simpsons. I saw Springfield. I saw some Disney. Got caffeinated. I think that's gonna kind of probably do it for today.
So that literally was worth it to Adam coming to Ecuador. And we are going to hear about that, I imagine, a lot. Especially when we get back to Disney. He'll compare everything to the knockoff Disney Magic coffee shop.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The heroes in a half shell would be quite ashamed of you at this point. Even Michelangelo. Well, folks, thank you so much for going with us on this supersized Adam journey as we looked at 3 individual Adam episodes. I'm Aaron with Passing Through Productions. You have been passing through, and I hope you have a happy Valentine's Day. Thanks, everybody.